Imagine this, a remote, snow-covered valley in Norway. Late November 1970, a hiker and his daughters stumble upon a chilling sight, the burned body of a woman hidden among the rocks. This is where the story of the Isdal Woman begins, one of the most perplexing and enduring mysteries of the 20th century. When police arrived at the scene in the Isdal Valley, often called Death Valley, due to its history of medieval suicides, the scene was bizarre. The woman's body was badly burned, but strangely, the fire seemed to have been concentrated on her front. Around her were a collection of items, an empty liquor bottle, 2 plastic water bottles, a watch, an umbrella, and a purse. But every single identifying mark, every label, had been deliberately removed. The serial number on her watch was filed off. The brand labels on her clothes were cut out. Her fingerprints had been sanded away. It was as if someone, either she herself or her killer, had gone to extreme lengths to erase her very existence. The autopsy revealed a shocking combination of details. She had soot in her lungs, meaning she was alive when the fire started. She had a bruise on her neck, possibly from a fall or a blow. And in her stomach, a large dose of sleeping pills not yet fully dissolved. The official cause of death was ruled as probable suicide from a combination of carbon monoxide poisoning and pill overdose, but this conclusion satisfied almost no one. Why go to such elaborate lengths to hide your identity, only to commit suicide in such a gruesome way? The details just didn't add up. The investigation took an even stranger turn when 2 suitcases belonging to the woman were discovered in a locker at the Bergen train station. Inside, investigators found a collection of wigs, non-prescription glasses, several different currencies, and more clothes with the labels removed. But the most stunning find was a set of coded notes. It was a diary, but written in a code that seemed impossible to crack. When experts finally managed to decipher it, they weren't greeted with a confession or an explanation. Instead, it was a detailed record of places she had visited and dates. It was a travelogue of a ghost. Using this coded diary, police painstakingly retraced her steps. They discovered she had traveled all over Norway and across Europe, from Paris to Rome. She used at least 9 different aliases, all with different forged passports. When checking into hotels, she'd often request to change rooms, sometimes multiple times. Eyewitnesses described her as elegant, well-dressed, and fluent in several languages, including German, French, Flemish, and English, spoken with an accent no one could quite place. She claimed to be an antiques dealer or a traveling saleswoman. But who was she really meeting on these trips? The Cold War was in full swing, and theories of espionage began to swirl. Was she a spy? Her meticulous methods for hiding her identity, her constant travel, the coded messages, it all pointed to a life lived in the shadows. Norway, as a NATO member bordering the Soviet Union, was a hotbed of intelligence activity. Some speculated she was a Mossad agent hunting a former Nazi officer. Others thought she was a KGB agent, or perhaps a double agent whose cover was blown. The nature of her death of fire to destroy her face and fingerprints felt like a professional hit, an execution meant to send a message and erase a problem. Decades have passed, but the Isdal Woman remains a ghost. Her true name, her country of origin, and the reason for her death are all locked away in the past. Was she a spy caught in a deadly game? A victim of a criminal organization? Or was it something else entirely? Something even more sinister?